glasses off. It just don't be translating, man. Right. I don't know what it is, but I just don't do it. All right, we're going to get the sound right this time, too. I'll tell you, this microphone be too far from my mouth. It's strange, dog.
I already know it.
What's going on, everybody? It's Lem Luvah here, and this is Top Shot Tuesdays, and I'm here with a very special guest today, my man.
How you doing, brother? Everybody, my name's Cloud. Real name is Asante, but everybody calls me Cloud. I am a cinematographer and a photographer. You can catch me on Instagram, cloud9.visuals, and check out my magazine, eleve.mag. That's ELEVE.mag.
Well, since you're on the magazine, man, tell us about the magazine. What you got going on with that?
So with the magazine, man, you know, being a photographer and a cinematographer, and you enter these worlds and these industries. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I found was, as far as our people go, in fashion and in film, we kind of had the same problem.
What's that?
The industry or the powers that be, you know, only one token. You know what I'm saying?
You only have one. You can't
the whole family can't come in. You know what I'm saying? The whole cookout can't come. So you could come. And then once you come, okay, now in order for you to come through this door, we gonna need, you got to cut all them locks off. You got to, you know what I mean? Yeah. You got to conform. Yeah. Mm. And you know, in fashion, well, you got to look this way, no tattoos. Hair got to be like this. You got to be this small. You know what I mean? Right. And it's not a true representation of us. And so one thing that I found was, because of that, in the model world, you had models who just wanted to model. They wanted to be in the essence and things like that. But because so many are allowed in to the game, now they just want to find something to model so that they can build their resume up and go there. But a lot of them shoot themselves in the foot because then they get caught in this busted open for the camera world and IG modeling and you know, things like that.
Right.
And the high fashion world will put you in a box. Oh, that's the IG model. That's a such and such. You're not doing fashion editorials and around. So you hurting yourself. Yeah. And you know, then depending on how far you go down that rabbit hole, I'll put it that way. Depending on how far you go down that rabbit hole, you can
once
really
you get in that box, you in that box.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then from designers. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing fashion photography. I mean black designers up the street. You know what I mean? High fashion that you would never know. But our rap songs, what we talking about, Louis, you know what I mean? Baton, you know what I'm saying? Rap. So it's like, bro, do you know we have talented black designers up the street in the next state, whatever? So I'm like, okay, well, let's put this together. Let's create a platform for us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna exclude anyone, but it's going to be focused on the black designers, the black models, hairstylists, because there's so many aspects to it that don't get no light.
There's so many people out here that just don't, you know, you'll just never know about because they don't want to talk about them.
Exactly. They not big enough, and you know what I'm saying? Their clothes is not in the right high class stores and things like that. It's not trending, but what's crazy is we are the culture.
Of course.
We tell you, well, we create the trending and then they tell us it's trending and then we emulate how they repackage it to us. And that's crazy to me. So let's package our own creativity and make our own selves trending and things of that matter. So I'm like, cool. So I'm like, I bet, let's do this magazine. I went to school for graphic design. I have the resources to create it. Now let me connect with these individuals and we could come together and create something dope. So Eleve magazine, Eleve is French for elevated. Okay. My brand has always been around Cloud9. I started doing graphic tees, Cloud9 Designs, and I did photography, Cloud9 Photography. Now I do production, so it's Cloud9 Visuals. So everything is kind of in that. I'm like, okay, high fashion, elevated fashion. Let me make it sound bougie. What's French for elevated? You know, throw a little French in it, you good.
You all the way there. You bouge.
Word, you bouge.
Bouged
Word.
Up, yeah.
Word. So, you know, so that was the birth of that. So we're actually going to be launching this year, in a few months, actually, with a festival, in the hard copy, and just gonna go from there, man.
Hey, there you go, man. So what's your take on, I guess, what's next, the future, and more of the conversation of cryptocurrencies and NFTs and the metaverse is all up in that thing right now.
It's like the gold rush going out west, back in the day.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we execute and take advantage of it, I think it's another dope way. But it's allowing the individual.
Yeah.
Because 20, 30 years ago, you need to be connected to a big brand and So how we was just talking, there's so many people in the production field or even in the animation field or the graphics field who are independent contractors or who got to be attached to a big brand and get hired. But now in your bedroom or your home office, if this is what you do, you can learn about this and create this and put it out and make good money.
Yeah.
And so it's just about executing the right, learning the trade and allowing us to be able to create this generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? And
that word.
That word is a word, like, it should be tattooed on my forehead. That's everything I do. It goes towards that, building generational. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, well.
Might as well these days, So I think it's great. It's a completely new situation, and we're just scratching the surface of it. So is no one can tell you how far that rabbit hole is going to go, but it's a rabbit hole that we can go down as individuals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A graphic designer who he's doing $50 flyers here and there and struggling, but he can learn about NFTs and by this time next year be a millionaire.
Yeah, that's real life, man. You read too many stories, in all these Instagram posts or the TikToks and stuff like that, man. And it's real. I started investing in Bitcoin probably like 2010.
Right.
2010 for I did all right. I had a foot in there because nobody else around me was on it, so I just pennies. I threw pennies in there, but if I would have threw some more pennies in there.
And see what I've also learned, I've also was talking to someone about starting a cryptocurrency and what goes into that, and I think they was telling me it only take like 15 to 20K to start a cryptocurrency. And so when you think about guys like Gaddafi, who was, murdered because he was trying to
make his own.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all going on this paper, Africa is rich in resources, so if we make you back your, tender up with resources, Africa would be rich.
Yeah.
So imagine if Africa or Africans or blacks, whatever you want to call it, we had our own currency. And to do business with us, you had to
use our currency.
And so these are the things, and shout out to the guys out there by Stonecrest that's doing the new Black Wall Street joint.
Oh yeah.
But like that's what we gotta do, these group economics, these coming together, these you know what I'm saying? We're so worried about sitting at other people's table, about being accepted. If we create our own table, now we make our own rules for you to come. Not sit at our table, but to come have dinner with us.
We've been playing this game, but now since we've been playing your game for a little bit, you ain't got a choice but to play this game. It's like, who people still playing Trouble?
I do.
Trouble? Oh,
I do. Dude, that's me and my kids' game. Me and my kids love Trouble. Trouble, sorry.
How many kids you got?
Two. What, 3? My oldest is not.
You forget that third one, man.
She's not but I've been in her life since she was 6 months. That is my daughter. She's 10 now. She'll actually be 11 in a few days. So I got 3 kids, but that's our thing, man. We play Trouble, Sorry. I just got my son Mousetrap, so I forgot you got a bit. No, how crazy it was for Mousetrap. Mousetrap was a whole Lego situation.
I don't think I ever played Mousetrap.
Oh man, you gotta play Mousetrap. So we.
I might have to have some kids first.
If you want to borrow a couple and play,
I'm straight right now. I'm all right now.
Word, but we play Sorry. That's what it is, and that's what I do it for my kids. Like Cloud9 Visuals, my logo is my son. When he was 2, I got him a toy camera. He squatted down and did this, and I took that picture. I said, yo, that's my logo. I went home, I drew it out, I put it on.
That's history now. Yep.
Yeah, so
that's a story, boy.
I want them to be able to explore.
How old is your son now?
He's 7.
Oh.
He turned 7 in November. My oldest is 10, and then my youngest.
He know the logo?
Huh?
He knows he's the logo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know?
Oh, me and I talk to my kids. I'm saying generational wealth. I talk to my kids about that.
You got to do that early. Man.
All the time. So like my son, I used to take him with me to all my photo shoots. And one day I was like, well, we could take some pictures. He just started busting them out. Boom, boom. He's so photogenic. So I said, okay, Junior the model. You know what I'm saying?
Right there, right now too. I guess how hard is it, or on your journey from let's say just as you've been networking, because here at Top Shot Tuesday, I try to start to relay things, just back to your journey and just how you got to where you are, but it takes people. It takes people wanting to either hire you or friends of friends, who you know, and who knows you to remember to say
right,
recommend you and stuff like that. But even within all those processes, I guess how hard has it been being particularly a black father in the whole situation?
Man, difficult. Fatherhood. So I loved it. I was that guy who was like, yo, I want to have my kids by I'm 25 and be married. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be 50 years old trying to play basketball.
Yeah.
But being in America, being in America as a black man, then you're a black father, then you're a black father that's trying to start a company from scratch.
Yeah.
It was difficult. I say it's not for everybody. They was if it's so you, why everybody want that? It's not for everyone, but I thank God for my kids because, like I said, my oldest, she was born when I came in the picture. She was 6 months, but she was there and I loved her. But it was something about seeing my son come out and being in that room, and it's like it was this fire though that I thought like, oh, I'm ambitious. Seeing him come out.
Oh man.
And so, but it was difficult for the fact that, I'm working full time, but then I got my kids and got to, pick them up from school, drop them off. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm real big on time. Growing up, my father was an entrepreneur and he drove trucks. Yeah. So he'll get up, he'll go 4 o'clock in the morning, get back 8 or 9 o'clock at night, eat, go to sleep. Yeah. And one of the things, we've had in recent family conversations with me and my brother and sister would tell him, he would, I have to do this to provide for the family. We'd be like, Dad, if it meant having a couple of less outfits, a couple of less pair of shoes, maybe our house is a little smaller. If that's what that meant, to have that much more time with you, is a no-brainer. So with my kids, and now being a father, I get it though.
Yeah.
Because it's not saying that you put your job over your kids. You love your kids so much and you understand it's your job that takes care of the kids, that love you have for your kids has to translate into the love you have for your work.
Right.
But but the difficult part was that balance. I want to make sure I tuck my kids in bed every night. You know what I'm saying? So, but doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? So I might come home at 12 o'clock, but I'll come in and I still go in there and see my kid. They sleep out, they sleep crazy. So I put the covers back over them. One of them might be woke. So I make sure I tell them I love. So, planning things and doing things with them throughout the day or the week. So, and then, you, as a black man, you deal with so much and nobody wants to hear us complain. We don't vent and everything like that. Yeah. So you got to leave your house. And from the moment you leave your house, you being attacked or dealing with the world, and you come back home, I can't be tired. My kids see me for the first time today, so I got to come back. Oh, well, okay, we got our Marvel show.
I guess how often do you bring your kids with you to work? You say
as much as I can. As much as I can. My son, like I said, especially in the first pre-COVID, as much as I can. He was on models, loved him and all of that.
Oh,
my oldest daughter, she loves the camera.
mm-hmm.
So she's been on a couple of projects with me with my camera. I call her my little shooter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And my youngest daughter, she's 3. She's the princess. She's the, you know what I mean? So she'll come to my studio. She like to sit in her chair. I got a throne chair, a big throne chair, and a small throne chair. She like to sit in the throne chair. They like to play with my props and things like that. But I love taking them to my studio and explaining to them, this is Daddy's workplace. Right. Daddy owns this. This is, you know, and so we had these talks. I talked to him about Mansa Musa and things like that. So they understand that Daddy works for himself, and that when Daddy's gone, I can leave this for you.
Yeah, you can't usually have that conversation at work.
Right.
No, I mean, just as, you know, if you're working.
If you're 9 to 5, right. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing to down their mother, but, you know, she has a 9 to 5 career. She's in the medical field. So, you know, but, you know, they ask, so mommy job? And I said, yes, mommy has a great job and this, that, and the other. But mommy can't leave that job for you. You know what I'm saying? So I also talked to them about starting their own businesses. So right now, I'm working on a line with my son and my daughter. And then my son, he models. He's had a couple of modeling contracts.
Oh, man.
And he's definitely going to be in my magazine. You know what I mean? So the best way that I found to balance it is make part of my work about my kids. So now I can be at work, but be with my kids. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like when my father had this truck company, there were times in Chicago, I would wake up sometimes at 4:00 with him, go help him load up, and he'd be pulling up to my elementary school in the truck, laying me out by the time school started. And so I always had my own money. I used to take pride in my dad would brag to some of the other guys, man, my son 12 years old, he could put a couch on his shoulder, he could pick this up, and y'all out here, you know what I'm saying? I took pride in that. And I want to have that with my kids. So my daughter want to be on camera, and by the time she's 15, I want her on set with me. My daughter can work this whole camera. What are you talking about? My daughter 15, I can come here and tell her to be my woo, and she can so I can't take this from you. You know what I mean? And that's how my father used to talk, and I took pride in that. So, you know, it's these generational things we just have to continue and build upon.
No, for sure. Well, shoot, before we get out here, if it's anything, any advice you can give to people that's trying to get out there, you know, in the field of, you know, fashion, film, stuff like that, what's some things you could tell them as far as where, you know, getting their name out there is involved?
A couple of things. One, network. I meet so many people that's, I don't like being around people. I can't talk. But then what are you doing? This is 2022, and in 2022, you know, back in the day, you could have a brand and nobody know who owned it, and this, that, and the other, and it's just a website, and you are your brand. I don't care what you do. You are your brand. So if you're not talkative, that means your brand is not getting as much exposure as it needs to get. So if you want to get into the fashion world, stop going to the clubs all the time. There's fashion events and fashion shows. Look for those. Go there, meet these designers, meet these models, talk to them.
Where are you gonna send them? Where you send them to look for them?
I mean, in Atlanta, you could just go on Eventbrite. There's always a fashion, or what I would say, go on Instagram, hashtags. Okay. Hashtag Atlanta model, hashtag Atlanta fashion event, you know, things of that matter. And you will start following these people, see what they're doing, what they got going on, see the events come up. All right, I'm going to that event. What I used to do is I go to an event and I have 50 business cards, and I say I'm not leaving until all 50 of these business cards is passed out. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And just doing that, starting these small conversations, it'll almost become repetitive, and you'll become comfortable, and you'll be able to go talk to people.
I guess, how do you start out talking? What's like?
I will find a icebreaker. Okay. So if I go to a fashion show, I'll watch. So that's a dope designer. Oh, that model killed that wall. And I will see them maybe after the show yo, I love your walk. You know what I'm saying? That was so amazing. You know what I'm saying? Is this your first show? Okay, well, I got this going on. I love to do a collaboration with you. I would love to, let's do an editorial or something like that. And you know what I'm saying? Just start working with people. And don't, starting off, you're going to do free work. Just do free work with intention. You know what I'm saying? So if I meet a model, you were dope. Not just because you look good on Instagram, you're a dope model. So I know if I throw an olive branch to you and do a shoot with you for free, I know my pictures is go do what they need to do because you go kill it.
Right.
And then I starting to build a relationship with you. A lot of models I work with, they love working with me because I'm from their words, I don't get no creep vibes. I don't do the
can't be a creep.
Can't be a creep with the camera. And you know, the industry is small. They talk. Right. I've had so many models come to me like, oh man, because I worked with such and such, or I did this with such and such, and he kind of touched me. He was looking at me.
Oh boy.
My models, because that Me Too shit scared me.
Hey,
my
I
models,
tell you, boy.
If I'm not, if
we're
not here taking a picture, I'm walking around. My head is in my camera. Then, you know what I'm saying? If I need, do you mind if I move your hair over here right quick? Okay. If I have to come into contact with you, I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? So, just things of that matter. But yeah, just network. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do free work, but do free work that is intentional. That is. You know what I'm saying?
Ride for your name.
Right. You know, get your name out there. One thing I used to do, which actually got me some pretty good clientele, I would go to a fashion show and I would just film it. And then I would go to models and the designers and then, hey, for $50 or $100, I can do you a highlight reel where it's just your brand or it's just every time you walk and, you know, chop it up, put a little music on it. I would do the same thing with artist showcases. Go to an artist showcase, I'll film every artist. $100 I give you, you know what I'm saying? So, and then during that, I'm creating relationships, getting phone numbers, Instagrams, and things of that matter. So network, and like I was alluding to, you go do free work, but get out there and do work. One of them, so I would do those, and then sometimes if I'm going to the grocery store or the mall, whatever, I'll put my camera on the strap.
You just walk.
You know how many times? Oh, I've been looking for a photographer. What you do? You know, I do wiggle my. Okay, man, I'm gonna hit you up and And sometimes it's cap, but a lot of them will. Oh man, we getting married and we was just talking about, man, what you do? Okay. I'm not going out to do nothing but go get me some chicken and some rice or something. But I'm gonna put my camera on and I'm gonna slide. And I get clients like that, but you know what I'm saying? And just study your craft. Do it with passion, man. Do it with passion. Is, you know, one thing I hate as a photographer, I see a lot of stuff.
Okay.
That's nothing beyond a high quality picture. There was no art, no real thought in it. It's a high quality picture, which, you know, you can go to a pawn shop, get you a HD Nikon or something for $150, and grab you a little light. You could take a high quality picture. That doesn't make you a photographer. What are your angles? How you setting it up? Are you being creative with, you know what I'm saying, with the piece or the model? Like, do what you love it, because it's going to show. It's going to show. I can look at people's stuff and say, this person loves what they do. This person is doing it for a check. This person is doing it because he's trying to smash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can peep that, and trust me, they can peep it too. They can peep it too. You know what I'm saying? And some of these models and stuff, they pimps too. So they peep the guy. Oh, he just want to smash. Let me give him a little play. Come get my free shooting. You know what I'm saying? None of that works with me. Okay, you fail. Okay, yeah, $250. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say I ain't never smashing right. So, but yeah, man, just network, get out there and do it. You keep shooting. Every day shoot. I don't give a damn if you're just going outside and you see a squirrel and you, oh, if he stayed there, let me get this angle.
Gonna make that squirrel famous.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot. And man, I think that's just the biggest thing, man. Network and get out there, talk to people, put yourself in front of people, meet people. You're going to do free work, but make it intentional and love what you do. It's gonna show. Shoot every day.
Gotta do that.
Gotta do that.
Well, it's been a pleasure, my G.
Yes, sir.
I know you gotta get out here, do great things. Remember, tell the people where you at again.
Oh yeah, man.
In touch with you.
Check me out, cloud9.visuals, and Eleve Max, ELEVE.mag. And just to kind of throw something out there, I'm also launching a streaming network this winter. So if you're a creator, if you're an actor, actresses, directors, writers, please hit me up. I'm a creative, so I believe in ownership. I'm not trying to own your stuff. But let's come together and let's build this platform for us. Like we was talking about earlier, only so many of us can get in the door, and then if you do YouTube, you understand that YouTube every 2 years kind of makes it harder, and then you think about the algorithms and all of that good stuff. Let's create our own table. So please reach out and let's create.
There you go. You heard the man.
Pleasure talking to you, brother.
It's Top Shot Tuesdays, baby. We out this thing.
Word, that was dope.
Yeah.